We got more news. You knew we would. Ryan Poles said, I'm not done yet. As the Chicago Bears go out and sign some edge help. Dayo Odeyingbo going to be joining the Chicago Bears here on a 3-year deal. Saw it from Brad Biggs first. Ian Rappaport also reporting this as well. Going to be interesting to see how this one is viewed by Bears fans, because you got to dig into the numbers a little bit to really get an understanding of what this young man has done. But if you're paying attention to how he's been able to get to the quarterback in some Colts football, I think that this is a solid pickup for the Chicago Bears. Going to be very interesting to see what this means in the long run now in the draft. But you do get some edge help opposite Montez Sweat. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Stop playing with us, man.
Come on. Push the button. Come on. Push the button. Come on, push the button.
Yeah, come on, push your button.
You heard what she said.
Y'all heard what Sue Young said. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave that 5-star review. Y'all know what to do, man. This is an interesting one, right? Because, like I said, you got to dig in a little bit to the numbers to really understand what Odeyingbo brings to the Chicago Bears. But to me, he was somebody who was kind of a underrated signing. PFF had him at 6th as far as edge rushers available. But, of course, with Khalil Mack quickly coming off of the market, Hassan Reddick quickly coming off of the market, I think most people kind of clued in there on Josh Sweat. But Dayo Odeyingbo is nobody to just scoff at when you see it. Now, I know the sack numbers this season not going to jump off the board at you. Only 3 sacks this season after having an 8-sack season the year before. But the one thing about Odeyingbo that I think does really jump off of the page is the fact that a 13% pass rush win rate in this past season. That's upwards of kind of where we were talking about Andrew Billings being when he was consistently creating pressure in the quarterback's face last season. Odeyingbo also is a very patient kind of player and has continued to be a very patient kind of player over his NFL tenure here. I like this. He did deal with an Achilles injury pre-draft process. That's what dropped him into that second round. But he's rounded his game out over the last 2 seasons, had 8 sacks the previous season, followed by a career-high 7 tackles for loss or no gain on 67%. I need y'all to hear this number. Career high 7 tackles for loss or no gain on 67% of the snaps played. That to me is the kind of stat that I want to see from my defensive ends. Now, the sack numbers, I would like to see those get higher, but what this becomes is somebody who you cannot focus only on Montez Sweat if he's on the opposite side of you. He can get the sacks. We've seen that in his career. He's somebody who can get to the quarterback and can finish things off. But what I like about this is he can be the flush guy as well on that pass rush as forcing quarterbacks into Montez Sweat's direction for Montez Sweat to be able to finish off a sack, which, listen, you're paying Montez Sweat as your big sack getter. That's the guy that you want to see getting those high numbers. Now, the Bears are giving him a 3-year deal worth $48 million, about $16 million per, with $32 million fully guaranteed, sources say, per Ian Rappaport on this one. To me, this is a really, really solid name. This is a really, really solid name. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that this is oh my God, this is the greatest signing the Bears could have made. It's not, right? But to me, this is when you talk about key players that you have to account for every single week, when you talk about key names that are going to create different scenarios that are going to make things so much easier on Dennis Allen's defense, when you talk about getting pressure on the quarterback to let this DB group that now is going to have Jalen Johnson following people around, doing just that, creating that pressure, putting the defense in good positions to where this DB group can go out there and take that next step. Dare I say, making the Tremaine Edmonds conversation maybe a little bit more worth it heading into this season because of the fact that you're going to be able to get some consistent pressure on that side opposite Montez Sweat. I think that this is just one of those signings that you just go, I feel good about this. Not that it's great, not that it's the big name, not that it's the hot name, but wow, I really feel good about this for the Chicago Bears. I think that this is a name that to me is one that you look at and say, hey, if he's out there creating that pressure, you're getting pressure from the middle, which getting Andrew Billings back will help with that, who had a dominant pass rush win rate last season as well. Javon Dexter and him standing next to each other is going to be a tandem. This is a defensive line that you now can't just ignore. And dare I say, there's going to be times where you can just rush for to get to the quarterback with the combination of pass rush win rates you're going to have on this offensive line. Now, let me know how you guys feel. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Let me know how you guys feel in the comments below on this. Tapping in with you guys here in the comments. I like Kelsmo's comment here. Say this is a coach signing. We don't know what they see and want. I wanted a big name, but I'll complain after it doesn't work instead of beating the table now. I hope this is a coach signing. This is one where you got to dig in a little bit deeper. You've got to watch a little bit more of the tape on this guy. He was somebody who I was interested in, but I thought the Bears might go big spend on the defensive end position, and so he was somebody that I didn't bring up a ton. I do wonder, and I'm not even going to say I wonder. I do think that this is a conversation on that takes you out of maybe trading for the big name, that takes you out of going out after the big name in this free agency. But it's still a conversation to me on trying to find the big name, possibly in the NFL draft, possibly still in that first round. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that Dayo Odeyingbo is going to be the end all be all for the entire 3 years that he's going to be here. But at that contract, $16 million per year over the next 3 years, that's a piece that I think you can see fitting in really nicely into Dennis Allen's scheme. That's a piece that I think you can see creating some really good help for the guys on the back end. And to me, I think that's a piece that I can see still giving you the opportunity to go out there and try and acquire somebody younger in this draft. And I think that's, to me, kind of why I like this signing. Again, not a huge name, not the flashy name, not the splash name, but to me, it's one of those names that you know what it reminds me of? No, because he kind of turned into the splash name. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to give him that much credit. I was going to say it's kind of an Akeem Hicks signing. Remember when we got Akeem Hicks? Everybody was kind of like, oh, okay, nice player, nice body, nice, that's cool. And then he becomes the catalyst of that defense. I think that, to me, that's kind of what this player, going out and getting a Dayo Odeyingbo, is for the Chicago Bears here. Nice player with a ton of upside in the system who has consistently gotten better. And I know people are looking at this contract right now and saying, wow, that's a lot for a player like that. No, this is a young man who every single year over year, has consistently gotten better, consistently made more impact. If you look at the sack numbers last season and say, well, why are the sack numbers so low? I would tell you to look at the Indianapolis Colts. That's kind of what it comes down to me. I would tell you to look at the Indianapolis Colts. I like this move, and y'all know if I don't like a move, I'll come on and criticize it, right? I'm not going to sit here and just blow smoke up the Bears' backsides for no reason. But I think that this is a move that, to me, speaks to, we want to still go out. We want to find some young pieces. We want to find some pieces that are available, but we also want to have a legitimate threat opposite Montez Sweat. And I do think that he brings that. I think you have to look at more than just the sack numbers on this to say that he's a good player. You got to dive a little deeper into the numbers. But when you see it on the film, when you see it on the tape, he's somebody who absolutely can go out there and get the job done. Let me know how you guys feel in the comments below. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. I know a lot of people looking at that sack number and they're a little upset here. I'm telling you guys, by the time you see this young man on the field, this is going to be like my Alex Caruso prediction. By the time you see this young man on the field, you're going to be enamored with most people right now who are watching this couldn't say his name when they saw the name come across the screen. By the time you go out there and see what this young man can do, I think that you're going to be enamored with him and that he will absolutely be a dominant force for the Chicago Bears moving forward. Let me know how you guys feel. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Jeff Volk saying, great signing, still taking edge at 39 or 41. I agree. I don't think that this changes anything in my mind. I'd take an edge at 10. You know what I mean? I think that you can't sit there and you never sit there and complain if you have an abundance of talent at one position. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of the conversation that I always have on this. It's never a bad thing to have two talented players at one position. I think that's kind of where this signing ends up laying now. Jamal Davis, Chicago Bears will fail us again. No defense. We can't count on the offensive line all the time. Well, I mean, you did have a defense. Like, see, this is the thing too. Looking at last season, the defense was bend but don't break. But it's not like we went in and week out and we were giving up 40 points. You didn't need massive additions to this defensive line. You didn't need massive additions. Now, to me, I wanted massive additions, but you needed somebody who was going to create pressure. You need somebody who's going to get to the quarterback. To me, I think that he fits both of those things, and you still can go out in the draft and acquire a player that maybe you think is better. And that's okay. To me, give me the guy who's constantly who the numbers speak to him, constantly beating his man on the other side, who the numbers speak to him, constantly getting around the offensive player to create pressure in the quarterback's face, because we have a DB unit right now that I think can still get after you if they have somebody who can create pressure up front. I'm okay with this signing. I'm not telling you it's amazing. Oh my God, this is the end of. I'm not. But when you're talking about in this Dennis Allen kind of defense, where they're going to be more aggressive, they're not going to be playing back in this defense. They're going to be trying to kill the quarterback. You're going to see some different things from this Bears team, and I think that they're just going to accentuate what Dayo Odeyingbo can do. I think that 8-sack number is something that you probably are going to be looking more at than just the 3 sacks that we saw from him last season. By the way, while still, I think, bro, you got to hear that. Do I need to read this stat again? A career-high 7 tackles for loss or no gain on 67% of his snaps in 2024. 67% of the plays went his way for a loss or no gain. That's insane. I don't know. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I said, let me know how you guys feel. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. I like this signing. I think this is solid. This is one of those, like I said, that just feels good. Some of the interesting signings still happening around the league. Trying to look here to see kind of where I have indeed perfected the breaking news wave. Oh, okay, yeah, he's trying to see here if there's anything else going on. Oh, did you see the Justin Fields news? Justin Fields, $40 million to the Jets for a couple of years. That's not a bad signing there. $30 million guaranteed. Very interesting to see what he's going to do there. Him and Garrett Wilson tied back together. Darius Slay with the Steelers now. What do the Steelers do? All the quarterbacks that we thought they were going to be in on are just not there anymore. Sam Darnold to the Seahawks. Jaguars tight end Luke Farrell has agreed to terms with the 49ers on a 3-year contract worth up to $20 million. Jaguars are not really getting better. Jaguars are not really getting better, which is interesting. Dennis, the Chicago kid, said entering the draft in a true best player available situation. Kind of. I like you really are kind of coming up to this. Hey, if Mason Graham's there, you can take Mason Graham. If Armand Membo's there, you can take Armand Membo. If there's a running back there and you feel you've done enough, I don't know if you've done that much. I'm never going to say you've done that much, but you can take the running back there. Like you have put yourself in a very flexible position heading into this draft. I think that is something that you also can hang your head high on if you're a Chicago Bears fan coming out of this. Again, we always want the big names. You always want the big splashes. You want the guys who are, oh my God, we just got like Drew Dahlman. Drew Dahlman is not I wouldn't say that he is a top 5 center right now in this NFL. What I will say is that he is the best center that was available to the Chicago Bears this offseason, and they went out and they got him. Am I going to say he's top 10? He's probably top 10. Probably somewhere in that 6 to 8 range, right? Still a really good center, but not going to say that he's one of the best of the best. But you went and got him. That's your sexy name. That was the hot name. On the defensive side, if you had gone Trey Hendrickson, hey, I'm happy as a clam. It ain't my money to spend. I don't care. If you had gone with a Josh Sweat, hey, here we go. I'm all in. Let's go, baby. Let's make it happen. But you went with a Dayo Odeyingbo at probably half the price per year, and you're still getting some ridiculous production from him. Oh, Josh Sweat, 4 years, $76 million. Who do you end up going to, Baki? I didn't see the Sweat news come across. Sweat. Oh, the Cardinals are signing him. Josh Sweat. Why does that feel right? The Cardinals are signing Eagles edge Josh Sweat to a 4-year, $76 million deal, including $41 million guaranteed. So again, getting the pressure, getting in the face of the quarterback, getting the pass rush win rate, getting it at a little bit of a discount. Now, normally, like I said, I wanted to spend the big money on the big names. Josh Sweat kind of didn't. Josh Sweat is $76 million. I wasn't really in on that. I'm not gonna lie to you. Josh Sweat doesn't feel like that much of an upgrade to me over Montez Sweat. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you Dayo Odeyingbo does, but to me, like, this is one where it makes Montez Sweat the number one guy, which is what you paid him to be. This is, to me, what makes this signing a good sign. It may not be the biggest name or the best name, but it's a good signing for the team that you have. And that's what you're trying to build. You're trying to build not the best players. You're trying to build the best team for the coaches that you have, for the team that you have, for the players that are currently on the team that are high-paid pieces. Now the real question is, how does Dennis Allen use Odeyingbo? Now the question is, how does Dennis Allen get the most out of Dayo Odeyingbo? What is he going to do that takes his game from here to the next level? What does he do for Austin Booker? What does he do? Right, coaching plays into all of this. And so that's why, to me, this is a good signing. I'm not sitting here telling you it's the hot name, but I am telling you that it fits the team that you are looking to build. Let me know how you guys feel in the comments below. I'll be down there talking with you guys as well. We are freaking over 700 in the chat. 700. Hit that like button if you have not done so. Subscribe to the page. Leave the 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Send your comments in here. I'll go for about 10 more minutes on this. Then I got to get ready for the Chicago Bears podcast here. In a minute, going to be me and Jason McKee reacting to these offseason moves. So make sure to tap in with the Chicago Bears podcast once we get that posted. Should be posted probably around 4:30-ish. And then make sure to stay tuned in with us in the comments. Tonight at 6, we'll be live yet again on the Windy City Breeze with the full Breeze crew in the studio. Well, almost the full Breeze crew. P-Kid, I don't believe will be there with us tonight, so we need you guys to send as many prayers as you can up to P-Kid, man. Him and the family absolutely need it. They need the Breeze crew's love, man. Send them a tweet, send them an Instagram DM, send them a comment on a post or something. Just let them know that you guys got his back and all of that, man. So appreciate you guys for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page. What did he say? Papa Dudette said JC need to be here doing them pumps to get them steaks off. Andrew Trevino says D+ signing pretty awful. Yeah, we'll see. You got it. What do we got? Dennis Allen loves big, strong, long edges. Pause. Good pause, Dennis. I think he unlocked him. Feels like supercharged Marcus Walker replacement. Could be. It'll be interesting. I don't know if I compare him much to D-Walk. I think a lot of people will just looking at the numbers, but D-Walk's pass rush win rate was never that high. I don't see it. Baki saying Dennis Allen will use Dayo the same way he used Cam Jordan. Both guys are similar sized and weight. Could be. Listen, he's no Cam Jordan again, right? Like there is a it's very similar to when people say that Luke Getsy calls the same system that Sean McVay does, right? I'm not saying it's the same level as that. It's not as big of a gap, but Cam Jordan is one guy. And Dayo Odeyingbo is another guy. They may be similar, but they ain't the same. You know what I mean? But no, man, I'm not mad at this at all in my mind. Hypothetically, both are available at 10. Would you pick Campbell or Genty? Listen, I am one of the few people in the world that will tell you that Will Campbell is still a tackle at the NFL level. I get the arm length is a little shorter than people think he is, but or than you want at that left tackle position, I should say. But the attack, the energy, the motor on that left side, when he says watch the tape, no, for real, watch the tape. It's not him like competing with people on the left side for Will Campbell. It's him literally destroying people on the left side. Like when we say like, oh, he's going up against the accountants and stuff like that. Yes, he was destroying them, like eviscerating them. Like they shouldn't have been on the same football field as him. So to me, that's kind of where I'm at. I think that when he gets to the NFL level, I'm not worried about the measurables. I'm worried about the ability to play the position. So I would still take Will Campbell there and try him out at that left tackle. People overvalue the measurables way too much. Well, listen, they do value measurables at the NFL level. I think that does play a part in it. But I think that there's also those guys. Like when you look at the Detroit offensive line, you wouldn't know that both of their tackles have short left arms. You know what I mean? Like you just wouldn't. You wouldn't know that both of their tackles shouldn't be playing the tackle position based on the measurables. Dennis said the casuals showing out in the chat. Yeah, listen, I know there's going to be some people that look at this move and just see the sack numbers. You know what I mean? They're not looking at what was really on that Colts defensive line. They're not looking at the pass rush win rate numbers. Those are the numbers that the football nerds are going to dig into. And it's not casual to say, hey, this dude didn't put up enough sacks for us to give him that money. I get that. I understand the take. I understand why you would feel that way. I understand why some people view him as DeMarcus Walker. DeMarcus Walker has never had a pass rush win rate of 13%. DeMarcus Walker has never had 67% of the snaps that he played go the wrong direction. And I love D-Walk. Y'all know D-Walk was my guy in the locker room. But, you know, I'm not I would say just go watch the young man, watch what he's been able to do, watch his 8-sack season, and then come back and tell me what you think about him. But hey, man, appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. I'm gonna get up out of here, man, because like I said, got to get ready for the Chicago Bears podcast. Gonna be recording that at 3. If you want to tap in with any news on that, if you want to tap in with any more news, we'll be live back here at 6 p.m. So stay tuned in with us as well. As always, man, it's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago Bear. Don, one love. Let me know how you feel. Peace.